Trust. Dependency. Love. Respect. Passion. Pain. Intimacy. Pleasure. I sit here stuck inside my head, remembering you and I analyze all those things you said. You told me you loved me, you kissed and you hugged me, then you smile, look in my eyes and tell me that you'll always be right there. Oh, you let me down. Whoa. Trust. Dependency. Love. Respect. Passion. Pain. Intimacy. Pleasure. I sit here stuck inside my head, remembering you and I analyze all those things you said. You told me you loved me, you kissed and you hugged me, then you smile, look in my eyes and tell me that you'll always be right there. Oh, you let me down. Whoa.
Hey y'all, hey y'all, hey y'all.
I'm going, hey, y'all.
Hey girl, you over there, fan? Auntie Genesis be out here partying on Friday nights.
Take me with you.
I'm trying to live my best life, Chad. Trying to at least.
I've been seeing you. I'm like, oh, she be out here living her best life.
We work every now and again.
And don't be inviting nobody.
Don't say nothing to nobody.
Oh, don't do
The
that.
nerve. The nerve. Is married.
Open invitation.
No, I don't like open invitation.
Girl, I barely be knowing if I'm going anywhere. Shoot.
Look, that mean you really didn't want to invite me. You just was like, hey, you can come if you want to.
I don't want to hear your voice.
Girl.
That's how dudes be doing. I mean, if you want to come, you can.
They do.
It ain't gonna really be nobody there.
Right.
That's the other part. It ain't really gonna be nobody there, but you can come if you want to.
It's just me and my boy.
Bruh, stop lying. Stop lying, sir. It's gonna be a whole house party, and you talking about it's just gonna be you and your boys.
With strippers.
Right.
I saw Kilolo saying she was tagged at the Dr. Party.
Shaquan and them.
Right. What, Diamond?
Not Diamond. It seems like you're ready. Girl, are you ready?
Come on now.
We're hearing sirens all day.
Where you at? But you hearing sirens all day.
I'm by the police station.
Oh.
So.
Well, that makes sense. That makes sense. Y'all will see my face in a second. Because sis was over here trying to finish up an interview. Slide on here.
Talk about booking business.
Baby, listen, I need the paid part to be thrown in there. And paid.
Yeah.
That's the part I need to be thrown in there. And paid.
BBG.
Yeah, listen, so we talking about is marriage the goal or a distraction? Is it the goal still or is it a distraction? Somebody over here said it's some bullshit.
Yeah.
I mean, is she lying though? Cause sometimes, I mean, that's what I've been getting from a lot of people. Though. That's the part I've been getting from a lot of people. A lot of people is not fucking with marriage right now in their life.
But is this from people that have been married?
No, that's the part. It's from people that's been married.
Yeah, you mostly hear that from people that's been married.
Yeah.
They're like, I ain't doing it no more.
Mm-hmm.
Never again. But I don't think that that's fair to marriage.
It's not.
I don't
It's
think that's
not.
fair. I mean, because at the end of the day, what you experience with one person doesn't mean it's gonna be the same thing. It's not the constitute of marriage that's messed up. It's the people that's going into these unions with different ideas of what marriage is, or what it's supposed to be.
Mm.
And
So
see, I think,
go ahead.
you know what? It just seems like we weren't taught really like how to be married or what makes the values that make a good marriage, make up a good marriage. It's just, it's like a day by day learning thing that you have to go through.
Yeah, but that's in any relationship,
That's true. That's true.
I think the difference is that people think that things supposed to be like, it's like marriage is like this miraculous change in life. Like, we gonna get married and then this gonna happen and this gonna happen and that gonna happen. I mean, one of the things that my mom told me all the time when I got married was, God blesses marriages, God honors marriages, and the devil seeks to destroy the marriage. But I think that the biggest thing is, just like in anything in life, you in a relationship, you got to communicate. You got to finances and sex. Them the top two things. And then you got children if you decide to have them. But if you're not communicating in none of that.
Sorry, y'all.
You all good.
My phone over here decided to go off.
You're not communicating in none of that, all the shit gonna fall.
That's facts. That's facts.
I think too, like Genesis said, that a lot of us weren't taught about marriage, but not even just marriage. A lot of us weren't taught about healthy relationships.
Exactly.
Or we've never witnessed healthy relationships in order to be in a healthy marriage.
Exactly.
So, and then like with the way the world is now, a lot of us are holding on to situations and things that happened to us previously. So now we're like, keep all that shit over there. Stay over there.
You get triggered. You get triggered.
It's a trigger.
The moment somebody do something and say something, you trigger, because that's what my daddy used to say. That's what my mom used to say. Or that's what my ex did to me. Like, you get triggered. So before you even get in a full-blown relationship, forget the whole marriage part, but before you get into, and even in marriage, I say that too. I think it's important to have those conversations. I know I have friends that I married that had premarital counseling. And for some it helped, and for some it didn't. And for some it didn't help was because they wasn't being honest and truthful in in the session to begin with. The shit was already,
you done went to church. You done went to the church and lied.
You done already set up in there lying to everybody, to yourself, to her, to God, to everybody.
You done went up in the church house lying.
And some pastors, they won't even allow you to proceed with the marriage if you don't pass that or if you don't go through that counseling, because they
Girl,
know.
niggas pass lie detector tests every day, G. They be passing drug tests when they be the biggest smokers, okay?
But I
Motherfuckers know
see,
their way
I feel
around some
like
stuff.
that's a disservice to yourself, honestly. Like if you're gonna sit there and try to do what you or say what you need to just to get past that part, then you are gonna end the divorce because you're not being honest with yourself and you're not being honest with your spouse, which is gonna end in some destruction. Because that how you start off is how it's gonna be. If you start off with some BS, it's gonna end in some BS. Trust that.
You'll never be able to escape the BS, honestly.
Hell yeah, it's gonna follow you throughout because you trying to keep up with it. You know what I'm saying? Just like keeping up with a lie, you have to continue coming up with other lies and lies to keep up with that one. That's how
it's like on that Martin episode. Keep the lie alive.
Keep the lie alive. Right.
Who has time for that?
You definitely, and I think also it's like on top of you having to keep the lie alive, I can see if once you kind of get into marriage and then you figure because I've seen people go through some crazy marriages, some tumultuous. I've seen people break up, get separated, then get back together. I've seen people live separately and made it work again. I've seen people still living together and struggling hard, but the thing is that both parties were trying. So you got both parties trying to communicate, both parties are just, then it's going to always work. But if you got people that are constantly gaslighting or, not
their own faults,
not owning up to their shit, not fixing, not trying to repair, like couples counseling. I mean, forget that, counseling in general has gone up a lot lately. People are really seeking therapy like crazy, and they should, because if you don't deal with that stuff has shaped it, everything that you have been through as a child until probably like your early 20s has shaped the person that you are now.
Facts.
If you ain't never deal with it, guess what? Everything gonna be lacking. And everything gonna be cool at first, because y'all sitting over there, y'all in honeymoon stage, y'all having a good time, y'all sucking and fucking everywhere, and then all of a sudden, that real come out. You like, who the fuck is this nigga?
Don't let it be he ate your leftovers. It's gonna be a whole different situation after
y'all. This nigga ate my last rib.
After y'all become ready for that, living with each other, y'all get to living with each other. All of that stuff change, and then like you be thinking his belly is the best thing in the world. As soon as y'all start living together, he is the fattest motherfucker in the world to you.
That's like the first thing that you go to when you get in an argument. You little fat motherfucker. Like you like this fat. You like this fat at first. Like, stop playing with me.
I did, but you ate my last rib.
Right.
And I don't like you no more right now.
Yo, old fat ass. I can't never have nothing to myself.
Can't never have.
That's
I already know how this gonna end.
Myself.
And don't let both of y'all be fat. Like, you fat bitch, you didn't eat that last motherfucker.
Right, you ain't eating it
anyway. Right, like, hold on, player. Stop playing with me.
Then it ain't about what I need. It's about what I want.
Exactly.
What I want. That's the part, sir.
It's mine. So. It was mine. That's it.
I was watching something earlier today, and the man was mentioning. It was a guy talking, and he was mentioning. Dang, I lost my thought, but it was something about being married, and it was the selfishness. Like, you can't be in a marriage and your primary focus is your goals and what you want to obtain, what it is that you want to do, without bringing it to the table and making a plan, like an actual plan, like sitting there and saying, okay, I want to pursue this with my life and I want to do that. And then your partner is saying, okay, what does that look like to you? What does that take for us to get there? It takes this, that, and the third. Okay, so what do you need from me? That's a healthy relationship. But then somebody running and doing everything that they want to do, and then you got the person at home not understanding what's going on. So they like, well, what you doing? What you got going on? Well, I'm trying to get to the money. Or I'm trying to
okay, by yourself.
like, okay, but what do we like? You know,
I'm supposed to help. Like, how?
Right.
At what point do I become a helpmate to you, sir?
exactly.
Especially if you're using both of our money. Like if we have joint accounts, baby, you're not about to just be taking out random cash and not running it past me. No, sir.
Baby.
No, that's not
You're
how
not
that
about
works.
to be out here paying for studio time, sir.
Girl,
Really, that's usually the one. That's usually the one that get people, and that's the one that be breaking up happy homes because somebody always want to work on their mixtape.
They want to work on
Whether
the
it's him or her, somebody always want to work on their mixtape. That's the
I
biggest
didn't even know you
example
could
that we get
rap.
all the time.
like, when did you start? Like, I ain't never even heard nothing.
Right.
Like, man song.
When did this happen?
Then you got the video gamers.
Oh, don't even bring. Oh, girl, I feel triggered. Hold on, I feel triggered.
You got the video. You got
what about the gamers?
You got the shoppers. See, I love games. I love playing video games.
Me too.
Playing video games, but I think that one of the biggest things now is that people, it's like an addiction, kind of like going gambling, right? They get to the point where the household duties, things around the house, the family, everything is obsolete because whatever's happening in this game is way more important. Get home from work and you on a game until 2 a.m. Gotta go to sleep, go to work the next day, like that type of behavior.
So
gaming. So the gaming is the issue. It's the behavior with the gaming.
Exactly. It's knowing your limits and boundaries when it comes to it. Like you have responsibilities in this marriage. Like I need you to be tip top when you're going to work. In your free time, do all the gaming that you want to as long as the house is taken care of. When I had a ex, he wanted to be like a YouTuber, a YouTube gamer. So me being a supportive partner, I'm like, well, let me get you the recorder, the Encato, whatever recorder that you need to record off the screen. Let me get you the game that you needed. I already had the system. So I set it up and you can use my laptop that I had from school. Now, he wasn't motivated enough to do what he needed to do. I tried to show him editing and all that, right? So it started to get to the point where the household was losing money. Like we need money now. I held us down for a little bit with what I had, but we're losing money and we need something to come in. What is your timetable for trying to see a turnaround with this gaming stuff? I gave you 3 months. And now we need to revisit this conversation again. And he had the nerve to say that I didn't support him or I didn't believe in him. When I say I'm triggered, I'm triggered.
Why is that always the first thing? But you ain't support me though, sir. Listen, let me tell you something. I did though.
Like what?
That's as far as I'm gonna go with my explanation. I did though.
What else did you need from me?
That's the purpose that you need to go.
Right. Facts.
I did.
It's like what else did
you
need?
Because like dudes be like, how? What you mean you supported me? How did you support me in my dream? And sir,
you know what's crazy?
That beautiful beam footage, would you?
You like you need receipts?
I think what ends up happening is somebody wants to be supported. At least with men, I'm gonna say this with men when it comes to the gaming part, because you don't really hear a lot of that with women in gaming. You hear more of that with men in gaming, but I think what happens with men when it comes to the gaming part is they feel like, well, your support is just shutting the fuck up, right? And I honestly think that's what it is. Like, shut the fuck up and just let me play this game. But it's like they lose sight of, okay, you've been on the game 7 hours.
Girl.
You supposed to cook dinner. A bitch is starving. Like,
Man.
you supposed to take me out. It's too late to go out now. It's midnight and we supposed to leave this house at 9 p.m. There's, depending on where you are and what state or city you live in, half the shit start closing at 9 o'clock.
Girl.
Yep. Especially if you in one of them little small towns. Ain't shit open late. Ain't nothing open late. And then I think too, a lot of times when it comes to people wanting to be supported, they want to be supported without being held accountable for their actions. You want me to support you, but you don't want me to tell you how you're messing up this house. You don't want me to tell you how you're moving funny with me. You don't want me to tell you nothing about how your actions are affecting how I'm going to choose to support you or not. So therefore, sir, what we're not going to do is I'm not going to support you and let you lead me and I'm walking blindfolded. That's what I'm not going to do. Right. You're trying to get me to walk with you, and sir, you was just dragging me behind. Like, we're not even walking side by side. I'm not even being able to support you because you took my hand and took off running in a direction without even telling me where we were going.
Exactly.
Now, I can only support you if you allow me to have an understanding and to know what is happening or being done.
Or at least what I'm supporting. What am I supporting? At the same time, I think it becomes real, like I said this earlier, as far as the selfishness, it becomes real selfish and how two people deal with each other when when you're not saying, hey, like this, this is what I need of you and what is it that you need of me. So it's like, okay, if I do this for you, if I'm going to support this and do this for you, this is what I need in return. So if I'm going to support your gaming life or your studio life or whatever life you got, all I ask is that you take a Saturday and do this with me, or you take a Sunday and that's all about us, or we do a family day if you got kids. Like,
not that hard.
It's not that hard.
It really
is.
What
I mean, it's basic communication. Yep. But to communicate also means to listen.
Communication and how many times I gotta say it? Communication and comprehension. Don't just have me talking to you and you're not understanding the words coming out of my mouth, baby. I need you to listen and comprehend that it's not a battle between us. Exactly. Let's work this out. It's a compromise. And what you said earlier, it also comes down to the submission part. All these guys want a woman to submit, but do you even know what submission is? Are you even giving me anything to submit to? Because I'm not just going to submit to any man that's not going to properly lead me. And after all these years, it's like we have come to the conclusion of knowing what values that we need to survive in a growing and thriving marriage. Like, I want to build an empire with you, sir. I can't have you on the game for 12 hours and you getting up dragging and don't want to do nothing because you're tired. No. Let's talk.
Because the other part of that is somebody is going to start resent someone else.
That part.
I'm going to start to resent you for the fact that I could have did so much more. That's always the first thing that people say after they get to a point where they're starting to resent the energy and time that they've put into a relationship. I could have did so much more with my time. You wasted my time. You wasted my energy. You wasted my life because they feel as though there's so much more that they could have been getting from this situation than you just sitting up here telling me that I didn't support you. Sir, go to hell. Okay.
For real. With gasoline draws on. Stop playing on me.
And here's the thing, too. Yes, I can submit to you, especially if you're leading. But can you submit to me as well? And put your guard down to be able to have those conversations, because it's just like you just said, as far as comprehension. Comprehension doesn't mean that I'm talking to you and I'm telling you something and then you say to me, okay, I get it, I understand, but then you really don't.
Right.
That is pacifying. Comprehension is if you don't understand, you say, can you please explain that to me? Because I get what you're saying, but this is what it sounds like. This is what I'm hearing you say. Is this what you're saying? Because sometimes what we comprehend ain't is not
what the person's trying to say.
Right. Let's get some.
Not what the person trying to say.
You steady sitting over here talking about something. The grass is green. What you mean? What you mean? Ain't no money falling from the trees. What? Now you over here, everybody confused. What happened?
Now I'm wondering if I chose the right dude because you dumb. Like
is
really
you slow?
Yeah, you understand. Like, are you? Was you in that class with them people? Like, tell me.
Listen,
you have the short
small group of people.
We ain't got time.
Small group. I just need to know. I just need to know was you in there with a small group of people.
That's what I'm saying. Because like this whole thing with so I'm not sure who, I don't know who posted it, who talked about it, because I had no clue what's going on. And now all of a sudden I see it everywhere. But this whole thing with Nia Long.
Girl.
And first off, let's just say this. I am so tired of these amazing and seemingly amazing. Like, I don't know how she is behind closed doors. I have no clue. But these are seemingly amazing Black women dealing with these. I don't even know how to say, because I don't want to call the brothers out their name. I really, really don't. I really want to be respectful to them because I have definitely bashed them enough, calling them niggas, bitches, all type of shit, because I don't understand the concept of you having someone that a lot of people want, a lot of people desire, and they feel like, and she's smart, she's educated, she's all these things that we see that she is outside of their whole relationship part. And then you go and you cheat with whomever. This is how we know it was a bad idea for you, sir. Because not only did you lose, you lost your job. You lost your job too, sir. You lost everything.
Man down, code 10.
Oh, wait a minute.
Craig's in trouble.
Did you throw your phone?
Girl, I think I was over that conversation. No, I'm just like he was on for bull. Nah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I'm just saying, like, it's really strange to me when you see it's like like the ego of the man. Mm-hmm. It's a motherfucker. And if they don't address it or tap into it or whatever the case may be, you end up, first off, I don't know why she was engaged to that man that damn long in the first place.
That was the part I was about to say, like
10 years.
Yeah, they were engaged.
And see that right there.
Once you get together, and they've been engaged for 10 years.
And see that right there is like, are y'all doing marriage or is it a distraction? That's a perfect example because, baby, ain't no way we being engaged for no 10 years. Ain't no way.
I would just say, like, people always talk about, like, you know, like how Halle Berry got cheated on, and like Nia Long is being is now in the news for being cheated on, and it's like people be like, "Well, why would you cheat on somebody?" Because we don't know what the motherfuckers like in real life. Because we don't know what they asses be doing at the crib.
That is true. But then let's flip it though, right? We don't know, but let's be honest. When there's a difference in the way men and women cheat. When women cheat, there's let's say 8 out of 10. There's some reason behind that. She's not getting enough attention. He cheated first, all type of stuff. When a man cheats, it's more of the ego. It's she was attentive to whatever, or she made me feel good. We was arguing that day, and then this woman came out of nowhere, and she was like an angel, and made me feel good. And I wanted to stick my dick in her, so I did. Like men operate on a totally different. That's why it hurts them more when if a woman cheats, then you know, they feel like we should be able to handle it because they men and that's what they do, but that's not fair. That's not true.
Yeah,
because you cheating or whatever, especially if a woman, because especially if a woman is really doing a lot, she's giving her all, she's doing her all, she's sucking and fucking and doing all this other stuff, but then you still cheat. It becomes this thing where now, and I think a lot of men kind of don't realize this, it becomes this thing now where now our self-esteem is being tarnished. Our emotions are really, now we're confused. Like, what is it about me? Like, what did I do? But you ain't did nothing.
Right.
Especially if you roll the decks and then you like, what did I do? Did I do this? And then you can't figure out anything. And then you ask and they say, it wasn't nothing you did. It was just, I just got caught up.
And that's what I was going to say. Too, a lot of times when men cheat, we as women, we internalize it. We make it about something that we did, some way that we messed up, some way that we didn't serve or like do our best job to please this man. Nah, I'm not internalizing shit, nigga. This was your fault. Yeah. Like, this was some shit you did. This is what you chose to do, and it had nothing to do with me.
It had nothing to do with me.
The only thing, and it also shows that it had nothing to do with me because you didn't choose not to cheat.
Right.
Exactly. Exactly.
I think it's just because we're emotional beings that that's the reason why we internalize a lot of it too. But baby, like, I just can't.
I think that. So yeah, we are emotional beings, but so are men. They emotional beings too. They just find different ways to process and deal with their emotions. Because you mad at me. You're okay. So you get mad if the man gets mad at his woman, and then he goes and cheats. That's an emotional reaction, right? If a woman gets mad at her man, she may not emotionally cheat. She might just like burn his shit or something. Like, I'm not saying
exactly. But see, they like that toxic shit. They like that toxic shit for some reason. I don't know what
they like it, but then be like, I don't like no bitches doing stuff. But
your whole girlfriend and beat your ass, and you sitting there still smiling and kikiing. Yeah, okay.
I love her though. I love her crazy.
Right. Crazy ass. Like, you stupid. Get off my
face. Get out my face. It's like, what is that?
So stupid ass.
But I think that like men just, I think people cheat, like I said, for all the different type of reasons. But I think ultimately, like you just said, if you making the choice to cheat says more about what you think or feel about me than it says about anything else, because you didn't love me, honor me, or protect me enough to say, I'm not going to do this to you. And as far as I'm concerned, I mean, as far as I'm concerned as a woman, I'm not the kind of woman that's like, well, I'm mad because you cheated and you or you did this, that, and the third, and then I automatically go towards let me find somebody else. And a lot of women aren't like that. A lot of women don't operate that way. A lot of women are like, I don't want, especially if they love you and they respect you, let me try to figure out what I need to do to make this better. What could I have done to prevent this from happening? What can I do to prevent this from happening in the future? A lot of women,
it's still the same thing as internalizing it, because you're trying to figure out what you can do to stop it or change it or fix it. And that's the same thing as internalizing it. Like, who said you did anything, or who said that you can fix it? Who said that there's a way for you to go about doing something different in order for you to get the different result?
Yeah.
Nobody.
Because at the end of the day, yeah. Huh? And say, and why do I have to do that?
Why do I have to be the one? Why isn't it that he is the one trying to figure out how did I get here?
Mm-hmm.
How did I end up messing this up? What did I do? I know I cheated, but what caused me to cheat? Like, we're always the ones to go into our minds and try to figure out how to fix shit. No, like, I'm not fixing nothing because I didn't ruin it. I didn't mess it up. And a lot of times that's just not even like in marriages, it's in friendships,
Or
it's in
friendships.
every aspect of our life. We go into our heads and think about how we mess this up when it literally 90% of the time has nothing to do with us. And that's just that good therapy talking. Because sis been learning not to internalize shit. Like, I've been learning like not to make shit about me, because a lot of times that's what I was used to doing. I was used to making shit about me. And like, I realized like this season of my life is called my
Yeah.
season. Don't internalize shit. Don't overthink shit. If you find yourself doing some shit that you know that you don't like, stop doing it. If you find yourself receiving some shit that you don't like receiving, stop allowing it. Like, this is that season for me, because a lot of times I was that person trying to be a people pleaser, and that's what it boils down to, us being people pleasers. So we internalize all of the shit that we take from other people, make it about us, figuring out how we can be a better person, how I can be a better this, how I can be a better that, when in reality, it ain't got shit to do with you.
Not a goddamn thing.
It has so much more to do with this person, how they are as a person, shit that they haven't healed or unlearned, and things like that. So we take on a whole nother world of shit that didn't have nothing to do with us.
And then you know what happens once you start taking all that stuff on? They get complacent. They get comfortable because they like, oh, okay.
They expect you to keep
They gonna
taking
take the
it.
blame.
They expect you to keep pacifying it, or keep being like, okay, what can I do, or keep doing this, and then whatever, they just gonna keep doing it. Because at this point, it's like, what's the point of me not? You ain't gonna what you just gonna keep trying to make me feel better. It's like a reward in a way when you think about it.
Yeah.
If I'm
you gonna keep trying to do everything you can to make me feel
the
better because
more
I did you wrong.
The more I fuck up, the more you gonna keep.
Boy, fuck you. And let me take a pause for the calls. Hey, Miss Deborah. Hey, Aisha. Hey, Melissa.
Hey, y'all.
And Miss Deborah said it's a choice in how one responds to the situation, and very much so.
Yeah.
But that's definitely how it is. It's like the more I cheat on you, the more you gonna try to do shit to make me realize, like, oh shit, cheating cheating bring out the best in this motherfucker. Let me keep cheating.
Right.
Cheating bring out the best in this woman. She ain't cooked for me in 6 weeks. Nah, she ain't cooked for me in 6 months. Now I done went out here and cheated. She done found out. Now she in here throwing down like it's Christmas.
Let me go back out.
Or they like the toxicity of it.
Hell yeah.
Every time I cheat, she wild out. Then we had crazy sex. Like, what?
That's the part right there. It's like, nigga, girl.
And it's a wild thing to watch situations unfold when it has to do with somebody being cheated on.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's a bunch of other little tidbits here and here, here and here.
Yeah.
But then in reality, like, sometimes when people get cheated on, you really be like, I can see why. Like,
I think sometimes you can. Sometimes you can be like, I can.
Sometimes it be like, well, I
was dating some years ago. I was dating a narcissist, and he cheated all the time. And come to find out, he had mommy issues. It had nothing to do with me. He had mommy issues, and he wanted to basically he liked the idea of women making a fuss over him because he was the oldest. It was 3 of them. It was him, and he had 2 younger sisters, and the mother pacified him a lot. And he was the only one that went to college. She made sure, like, all this, that, and the third. And she showed him how to use women to get what he wanted.
Girl,
that was her man. That was
So
her
that was
man.
her man.
For real.
So all in college, high school, whatever, up until when we and him got together, he had a tendency to it was like a conquering thing for him. He enjoyed messing with different women. They would know who I was, know about me. He'll tell them who I was, and then he'll cheat with them and do whatever, and then laugh at them for thinking that he was gonna leave me to be with them. I'm like, I'm so confused about what's happening right now. When I found all this stuff out, I'm like, what is going on? I don't even understand what is happening, because at one point, what the cheating did, because at that time I was like in a space where it was so much emotional abuse going on in that situation. So I didn't realize that he would say things to me to kind of knock me down a notch. So then I feel insecure, and then he'll do stuff to kind of like pacify me in the process. But then as he was doing that, he would cheat. So then the focus was the cheating. I'm always mad about that. But I don't see all this other shit happening in front of me. And that was me being naive and younger, and my trauma that I haven't dealt with, making me deal with things that I shouldn't have dealt with. Because I didn't know who I was, my worth, what all this other stuff. And then I got in this situation where it seemed good because it was so much fun and it was dangerous and it was all this other stuff at first. And the sex, and the whole time I'm thinking the sex good, but it really wasn't, you know what I mean? It was just he had a little penis and hit the G spot, you know what I mean? So I'm like, but you know. So
sidebar. I'll wait till you go ahead and finish.
You're not about to slip that in.
Like he did. Like he did.
I cannot.
I left that situation like 6 years ago, and I still be having moments where I think about stuff like, girl, what was you going through at that time? But it wasn't anything that I was going through. It was something I didn't face about me.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And I think that's what ends up happening in marriages, period. People get infatuated with the person or the situation or just certain things. I know people who have gotten married and are getting married because of the children.
Oh no, fuck all that, bro.
Nope. Don't ever get or stay for your kids, because they see that shit. Like they see it. I don't care how you try to hide it.
Like Leo said, it's gonna eventually turn into resentment. It's like, even though nobody asked you to stay, you gonna still blame that other person. I stayed because of the kids and trying to help you out. I did this to do this and this. It's like, no, you stay your ass over there. We can co-parent and be just fine.
Or not. I can take care of my own goddamn kids going on about my life. So I was gonna say, like, what is our fascination with danger? Because we love a dangerous motherfucker, okay?
It's exciting.
We love a motherfucker that's gonna show us a dangerous side, and we gonna be out here tune that thing up on the back of somebody's Honda or Suzuki or whatever. We're gonna be out here turned up, ready to risk it all because the danger is fun. Oh, Bay said he finna ride through the hood. No, ma'am. I don't want to go.
I'm gonna be honest. The only danger I want is you choking me while you fucking me. That's
Come on.
Danger.
Come on.
The only danger.
Or the possibility of them cuffs getting a little too tight, or some shit like that. Like I don't want real life danger to the point where I don't want that no more in my life. But I laugh because when we were younger, that was our thing. Like my best friend, God rest her soul, like she was one of them, and I used to be like, bitch, what is it? Help me to understand, cause ma'am.
I don't know.
I'm the protector. I'm mama bear of everybody. I don't give a fuck if you older or younger. I'm mama bear. So I'm like, we not finna do this. Cause you out here trying to go ride the block with your nigga and he out here and there's 40 people looking for him. No, ma'am.
No.
That part, 40 of
No,
them.
ma'am. I'm finna snatch you by the back of your neck like a dog do his puppies and go ahead and take you in this house. Because what you're not about to do is cause no trouble. It's too much.
Yeah. Ain't nobody
And I've always wondered, like, what's our fascination with dangerous men? And then some of us end up marrying them dangerous ass men.
I was about to say we young and dumb.
Young and dumb.
We young and dumb, and some people just be old and dumb. So they just don't learn. Because as we grow, our needs and wants change, and that dangerous shit, just like my bones, I ain't got time for that.
Girl.
I definitely
think when we're younger,
this definitely be on here.
Because I
definitely ain't put no heels on. My bones hurt, baby.
You hear me?
I'm 38.
Some bikes.
I'm 38. My ankle's 73. My knees is 67.
Not the 67-year-old knees.
Yes, ma'am. And my ankles is 80 something.
Damn.
Baby, I got old. My ankles always gonna be old. I got old people ankles. I'ma always say that. I got old people ankles. Back in the day, they wasn't as old, but they were still old. I was like 12 with 35-year-old ankles.
I don't think I ever had mega knees.
I had them.
I don't think I ever had them either. Shit.
I definitely had them.
Did you? I had them when I was 2.
When I came out.
Right.
Now I got two knees on each knee. So, you know.
Hey, Shar said, I used to be very jealous of married people because I wanted that companionship so bad. I consider myself terminally single. These people, husbands, have me not really want one anymore, though. Facts.
Because they don't nobody flirt more or easily as a married man. Like these niggas out here looking for girlfriend.
Right. When I was out here cheating with this lady husband, I was like, damn, I don't want to be.
Girl, bad.
Bitch, you are not about to sit here and slip that shit in. Nigga, I ain't told you about Bitch, you're not about to slip this shit in.
Woo, when I was out here making moves with that lady husband, I was like,
I messed with a married man unbeknownst to me.
Mm-hmm.
No, I knew.
It was unbeknownst. I had no clue. Now, I did mess with a married man, and I knew he was married. But at that time, I did not give zero.
Mm-hmm.
Zero. But I'm gonna be honest, because I knew I wanted to be married one day, and it kind of kicked into me. Like I want to be married. I want to have a family. I want certain things that I've seen. Then I stopped. But it wasn't a long stretch. It definitely wasn't. But that man was fine. Baby, he was fine. And I was like, you know what? Forget it. God,
I'm about to risk it all. Like I'm about to risk it all.
It was one time, Lord. I promise. It was just that one few times. Several times that I did it. But then I several times I was hooked, but I stopped.
That man that I was out here messing around with, I was like, God is. I looked at that man and was like, let me be your fire.
Come on,
listen, I was out here singing all the old school songs to that man, and I was like, bruh, I don't know what it is.
Sure.
But like for real, like that was the first time I was so nervous. And then like I was to an extent somewhat reckless. I was not reckless with like, just telling everybody or this, that, and the third or whatever. Mm-hmm. I was reckless because I actually spent the night at their house.
Oh no, you was reckless, girl.
Yeah. Ooh. Like I didn't sleep good.
You was
but
in
I was there. You know what I'm saying? I ain't sleep good, but I was in that house. You know
I
what I'm
watched
saying?
way too much Snap to be in anybody's house.
Listen, this was before Snap. This was way before Snap. This was like my late 20s. So
Did
this
you
was
know
before
her
Snap.
personally?
No, I didn't know her. But I still was like, I continued that whole time that I was there. I was like, nigga, is you sure she out of town?
Dang.
Or she just telling you she out of town? He like, yeah, I dropped her off at the airport. I'm like, did somebody pick her up at the airport?
Do you
Right.
know if she made it?
Right.
Right. I'm like, did she
say
take a
she made
picture
it,
in front of something that said she was in that area?
Did
Cause
you
y'all
say
could do no
that
bitch,
and
no
where you
FaceTime and then either, huh?
there?
Nope. Like, you sure she ain't at her mama's house around the corner or something? Like,
Man.
Boy, let me tell you something. I had a friend. She's not my friend anymore, and this isn't why she's not my friend anymore.
it's okay, you can tell.
It was the whole lack of communication. It was the lack of communication thing that made her not my friend anymore.
Mm.
But at this time when we were friends, she was messing with a married man. I told her, I said, you need to tread lightly, be careful. I said, because this man is telling you all of this stuff about his wife and it's all this negative, but you don't know what this man is doing. And the fact that he fucking around with you says a lot about his character in the first place. Because apparently, and then at one point, girl, you know how the story go, how you see it on the movies, but this shit is real. He was telling her like she had cancer and she got this. So then one day, I cussed my friend completely out. And it was because she said she tried to justify her behavior and what she was doing and been like, well, she ain't nothing, she ain't no real woman because she can't even give him no baby and So I went in. I took a moment, I sat there, and I said, I require you to shut I said, I really require you to shut the fuck up right now. And she was like, what you say? I'm like, first off, you're fucking this woman's husband. You have no clue what she's been through with him outside of what he told you.
Facts.
And you don't know you're not the only bitch that he fucking.
Facts.
On top of that, you're going to try to demoralize or demonize this woman because she can't give him any children. I said, do you know how fucked up that is or how messed up that makes a woman feel that wants to have children, that she can't give her husband the one thing that he wants? And instead of this nigga trying to nurture whatever she needs, he decides he gonna cheat on her with your bald head ass.
And then for another woman to sit there and do that or say that about a woman, it's
and
like,
say that about another woman. And I went in on her and I said, and he'll never leave that woman for you. He don't want you. I said, you know why he don't want you? Because he pay you every time. You his hoe.
Ooh.
Not him paying her.
Oh yeah, he definitely was giving her money. He was definitely giving, but here's the thing. It wasn't like he was giving her money enough to pay a bill. He was getting gay.
He was $40
$40 holla hoe.
I have no.
I'm like, if you're gonna be fucking somebody else's husband, honey, at least get hush money. He got you silent and in your feelings for $50. Yet you still can't pay your bills around the house, girl.
And why would you want that? Like, because if he did it with her, what makes you think that you the one that he gonna stop doing that shit with?
Ain't nothing special.
And I think that's always the misconception, that we always sitting up here thinking that we got our pussy is so powerful that we can change this man's whole trajectory of how ain't
so
shit of a nigga that he is. Ma'am, it ain't that magical.
It's not.
Cause be like, who is hers?
Newsflash, bitches. Your pussy ain't that magical, ho. Okay?
No, it ain't your mouth. No, it ain't.
It ain't.
Facts.
Because and let me say this too, because that takes some growing to realize that though. Like, you gotta be willing to grow the fuck up to realize that your pussy ain't really changing how a nigga moves. And it really ain't changing how a man is going to act or really be a man.
Facts.
And because, and I can say that because I used to be the bitch that like, he said, no, I ain't never been a bitch to say he said he gonna leave her. I was the one like, okay, well, I know it's good. So if he coming this way, he gonna come this way. And if not, then oh well. But if he ain't shit, he gonna be ain't shit with you, her, that chick over there, that chick down the street, the one 2 states over that he go visit every once in a while. He's an ain't shit man. So the more that you deal with an ain't shit ass person, you're going to realize that your head, your said the tightness, the wetness, your booty hole, ain't none of that gonna change this man who he is. He is who he is. He got to be willing to change himself and want to change himself in order for shit to be different. That's it. That's all.
True. You know what used to make me feel away when it came to married men, especially because I've never seen this with married women, but I have seen it with married men where if they try to talk to you, right, you don't know if they're married in the beginning, and you may say something like, "Oh, I'm married. I'm in a relationship. I got a boyfriend," or something like that. Then they say, "Oh, I'm married too. Oh, I got a girl too." And I'm like, what I never understood is what part of that response make you think that that's okay, but then you see how much of this entanglement shit is going on. So that means that it worked on somebody.
They say that because they're letting you know you're not the only one risking something here. It's now we're bargaining. Now we're bargaining. Because you got something to lose, I got something to lose too. So since we both got something to lose,
let's lose it together.
Anyway, yeah,
but
like
then
why
you
not
don't say that until I say it. Like why didn't you disclose that shit up front? Why you wait till after I said it? Oh,
because
now
he
you
needed
have
to
to
know.
say.
Because they needed to know, like they needed to know what you had to wager first. And a lot of times women are going to state, no, I'm good. I got a boyfriend. I'm married. I got a man. Women are going to state that first when they're not fully interested. So a man's comeback is, well, I got a woman too. I got a wife too.
Like, nigga, I still don't want you. So goodbye. Shit. Fuck.
That'd be the way they think they can bargain with you for you to come to the side of the table that they own. Like, well,
I don't want to come on that side of the table. That's my own table.
Yes,
I'd be
Natasha.
like, nigga, I will flip this table over. Stop playing with me. Shit. Talk about all that sad thing. Fuck your table.
Hey, Jasmine.
Hey, Jasmine.
She said because there's plenty of trash men. It is. There's plenty of them out here. But also, so let me say this too. This not a male bashing situation. That's not what we doing, y'all. We just talking about shit. Cause before motherfuckers be trying to share our videos, these bitches man bashing.
That's so funny because I was just about to say, let's talk about the women.
These hoes always male bashing. No, we not male bashing, but I don't date women. Okay, right. So let me make that clear. I don't date women, so I don't know what kind of shit that we be giving y'all. I've seen some of it. A lot of us are fucking delusional. Okay, a lot of us are delusional. A lot of us are out here doing shit, and then we expect to be treated like a princess through and through. Man, that's not how that works.
That's not.
A lot of us are damaged and broken and torn, and so we do end up in situations that we don't want to be in, and then we end up being fucked over, and then we end up fucking over somebody else. Hurt people, and they end up bleeding on people who did not cut them. So this not a male bashing situation, because women do some fucked up shit too. I think. I think a lot of times we do a lot more fucked up shit.
We do because we get away with it.
Excuse me, ladies. Y'all can call me whatever y'all want to. But a lot of us, we are a lot more fucked up than men. But what we won't do is take accountability for the fact that we are more fucked up than men sometimes. And I say that because it's totally off subject. Because we are the motherfuckers that will end up we'll end up in court trying to figure out who our baby daddy is. We will end up in court with 3-4 men talking about I don't know who the daddy is.
Or end up in the courthouse with one man that we swear up and down is the daddy. But the reason why we want him to be the daddy is because that's the one we like.
He a good man.
Or he a good man. So yeah, I will agree to that. I will also say though that when you look at a lot of the stuff that we watch, right? A lot of the shows, movies, whatever, the women be crazy, deranged, all this other stuff. And then you have the men who are accepting of that. They show you the men that's accepting of the behavior, or the men that's like they trying to fix you. It's like it's okay for a man to fix a woman. I'm just trying to be there for you. I'm trying to show you what you didn't know. I'm trying to get you this. I'm trying to get you that. But it's not okay for a woman to fix a man. And then it becomes like this dynamic. When you see it on shows and movies and all this other stuff, it's always the man is fixing the woman. And if so facto the woman is like fixing the man, 9 times out of 10 is because that man allowed her to. Mm-hmm. He allowed her to get to know him in that space that she could tap into a part of him that can help him be a better version of himself. And when it comes to women, you see a lot of women who are just like you said, they just batshit crazy, and the dude is just like, but a lot of men is sitting over there like, she crazy, but I'm about to go. You know, we just said that she crazy. Yeah. I'm about to go see
because they like the thrill. They like the thrill of the crazy motherfucker. And I agree, Shar. She said I'd rather be cheated on than lies who about paternity. And no lie, like,
that's true.
Because
that's a whole life.
And there are so many instances where other lives are ruined by the fact that you did all of this lying. Mm-hmm. Like there is like, people always forget the fact that there's money involved when you have kids. So this person that been this kid's dad or so-called father for 12 years. Mm-hmm. Now all of a sudden it's a matter of paternity. Like, no, that's my kid. Nigga, what? Where did you come from, sir? I didn't even know you existed. Now I didn't pay for this kid's life for 12 years, and this kid ain't mine. Man, you finna run me my money.
That part.
Because first of all, no, I mean that might not be how it is, but at the same time, it's like I went into this with the mindset that this child was mine. Mm-hmm. I went into this with the mindset that we were building a family together. And then those are the things that destroy good men. Mm-hmm. I don't give a fuck what y'all say. That type of shit is what destroys good men.
Yeah.
It ain't got shit to do with cheating. I mean, well, of course she cheated. Because that's how she ended up with the baby. It got a lot to do with cheating. But I was going to say it don't necessarily have to be that they find her cheating or that he found out that she was cheating. It's more of the paternity part that breaks good men. Yeah. It be some really good dudes who want to be daddies, who want to be present in their child's life and all of that good stuff. And then they end up not being able to, or they end up being seriously hurt because they found out that their child wasn't there. Now this child got his first name, last name, middle name. They done named the child after his great-great-grandmama. Now the baby got this man grandma name, and now it ain't even his baby.
And then if he ended up signing the birth certificate. He's legally bound to that child.
And that shit need to be fixed too, because it's some good men out here that's been to jail for child support, or been to jail for child support that they didn't pay because they found out that that baby wasn't theirs, and they got to go to jail for child support because they didn't pay child support on a kid that they found out wasn't theirs, and because they signed the birth certificate, you the daddy, and now you got to continue to pay for this kid. Mm-hmm. No, sir. Mm-hmm. And they need to do DNA testing before they sign the birth certificate. Baby, come out. Let's go take it downstairs. Come back up with the paperwork. Then we can sign.
And here's another way that men are fucked in that. Say that you are married, right? and she gets pregnant on you while y'all married. Maybe he did not sign the birth certificate, but he is your husband.
Y'all married. Yep.
And because y'all married, he has rights over this child, or not even rights. He still has to pay. He could still be subject to pay child support on this child that is not his, because y'all were married once the child was conceived, or once the child was born.
Yep.
Now you got to pay.
And some of these women go down this whole rant about being a good woman. Being good is subjective, depending on who you're asking.
Mm-hmm.
And so I have learned by having conversations with me, I stopped trying to explain my version of good. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a good woman to me.
Mm-hmm.
But to somebody else, I might be an ain't shit woman because of the fact that I have dated a married man or messed around with a married man at a point in time. I might be an ain't shit woman to somebody else because of that factor.
Exactly.
Because of other factors that, you know what I'm saying? I done cheated on a guy in a relationship before. I ain't never had no babies on nobody though. But you know, like, so my version of good is just my version of good. So I allow people their own opportunity to choose or decide if I'm a good woman to that person or not.
That person, right?
Yeah, because I might not be to everybody. Like, I might not be. And I'm okay with being an ancient woman sometimes to some people.
You're right, because it is that dynamic where you hear people like, I'm a good woman. I'm a good fucking woman. But then you be like, to who though?
but you've been in court. You've been to court for like 6 men trying to claim this one kid, ma'am. How are you a good woman?
You're a good woman. You're a good woman to yourself. Something about you says,
baby. Because now I need to understand, like, what is your definition of good? What is your definition of being a good woman?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then what's your definition of being a good man? And what's your definition of having a good man or having a good woman?
Yeah, because it's all subjective.
People need to have those conversations. But you know what? What I'm recognizing though, a lot of people, especially women. I don't know too much about men doing this, but a lot of women are skeptical saying what they want or what they like in a relationship, or what a good man or whatever is to them, because a lot of men will play that part. They will give you and do all this stuff. She says she like this, she like that, she like that, but then once they get you, the real them.
That's why I don't answer them questions. That's why I ask the questions like that. I don't
want your representative.
I like men. That's always my answer. What you like in a man? I just like a man.
Okay.
Don't be sure. Nah, nigga. Show me you. Show me the real you, so I can cut you if I got to.
Show me who you really are. I want a man. That's it. That's all. And I think when we start to give all of that information, and then women do it too. I ain't gonna lie, women do it too, because there has been times when a guy has told me what he liked, and I've adapted myself to
be that woman. Yeah. We all do it. We all do it in the instance because of our liking for that person.
Exactly.
I like you, so I'm gonna be this way because I like you. Because I want you to like me the way that I like you. I'm going to be what you told me that you like. Now I'm going to be me. And until we solidify what this is, sir, I am going to be me. I'm going to do what I do. But because I like you, I might not do it as much.
Exactly.
Especially like on social media. Social media, ooh, I done had some of these times I done had a brother talk about he like me, this and the third or whatever, and then he'll see some shit out and post it, and I'll be like, what?
Okay, yeah.
What I do?
Is that what you think? And that's how you know what really pisses me off about social media? Because sometimes you say stuff or you post stuff because it's funny. right? It's funny, it's entertainment, it gets the conversation going. And if you're in a relationship, married, or just dating or whatever, somebody would judge who you are
Yeah.
based off some shit you done posted. I got a home girl, and here's the thing. It's so funny because I'm in sexual health and wellness, right? We know that's what I do. But I got a home girl who's not in it. I'm trying to get her ass to come on through, but she's not in it. But every day,
I'm here with us.
huh?
I said, tell her to come on. Don't be scared.
Right? But every
Don't be scared.
morning and every evening, she's making a post, something about sex. The other day she made a post and it was like, breakfast is the most important part of the day. So ladies, suck a dick and lick some balls. There ain't nothing wrong with a sausage and with sausages in the morning or some shit like that. I said, and when I say this is every morning,
Not every day.
every morning. And then she said, good morning, guys. Like, good morning. Like every morning. And I'm like, this girl is freaking crazy. But I love it. And I don't judge her.
She's being herself. She's being her genuine self.
Her genuine self.
Yep.
Now, mind you, here I go with my business, and I tend not to say I say risque stuff in my private group, but I don't say a lot of risque stuff. And that's partly because I got, my godchildren and stuff on this. So I try to be like PG. I try to be PG-13. I'm like, I didn't even know these little heifers was on Facebook. So now I can't even say some of the shit I want to say. Like, have y'all ever just woke up in the morning and just felt like, I want a dick in my mouth? Like, sometimes I want to say
with
shit.
Lady Wood. Listen, they always be talking about men waking up with Woods. I'll be waking up with Lady Wood.
We got Lady Wood, too. Sitting over there waking up like, man, I need this yanked off real quick. Like, the best part of the morning. But I'm going to tell you, when it comes to, I'm over here trying to charge stuff. When it comes to there you go. When it comes to marriages, one of the biggest misconceptions that I've seen, I don't know if this happens in any other ethnicity other than Black people, because that's all I know. I mean, I ain't gonna say that's all I know,
but that's what you interact
with.
That's
what I'm mostly interacted with. I do have Asian friends, Latino friends, white, everything, but I interact mostly with Black people, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've noticed that for whatever reason, right, a lot of Black men hold on to what a traditional marriage is supposed to look like.
Shar said, I got Lady Wood right now.
Look, I have Lady Wood all the time. I'll be like, boy,
that's hilarious.
This shit's crazy. So, but yeah, I think it's crazy that there's this traditional thought, like, okay, I'm the man, I'm going to work. But however, this isn't a traditional setting.
Yeah,
you're going to work, she's going to work. You're bringing money in the house, she's bringing money in the house. You're paying some of the bills, she's paying the other part of the bills, or y'all splitting everything 50-50. So if y'all splitting the bills 50-50, the working time 50-50, then why are y'all not splitting the chores 50-50? Mm-hmm. Why is she still expected to take care of the kids, wash the clothes, cook, clean, fuck you? She still has to do.
She come home and do another job.
She come home and do another damn job. Then y'all want to sit over here. I ain't gonna say y'all. Then men especially, want to sit over here and say, well, working from home ain't a job. Okay, so if working from home ain't a job, then why is it that you would prefer for me to, or not even prefer, why is it that you're trying to say, well, if you're doing all of this, and I'm bringing home the bread that is equal. If that's not considered a freaking job,
That's not considered a job.
if it's not considered a job, then you should be able to work and then come home and do other stuff and help around the house if she's a stay-at-home mom or stay-at-home wife or whatever. But if y'all both are equally bringing in bread, no matter who's bringing in the most, it doesn't matter because it all going to the pot at the end of the day. So if that's the case, then why are you not helping cook, helping clean, helping wash the clothes, take the kids to practice, to school, all this other stuff? Why are y'all not being a team? Because that's what marriage is. It's a teamwork. It's a partnership. That's why you sign a contract. You're not a silent partner in this marriage. But you don't want me to be silent when I'm fucking you. You want me to be like, oh, daddy.
I think that comes from the fact that men still want the traditional, like a lot of men still want traditional, wholesome women, but their mama ain't a traditional, wholesome woman.
And she ain't.
There is nothing traditional about the situation that they grew up in or the household that they were a part of. But because that was something that society continuously played for us and gave to us and showed us, that is something that reigns true for both men and women. Because women, we still want a man to go to work and we want to be able to be at home and do our thing and take care of the kids and cook and clean. And when he come home, we done made the cookies and made dinner and all that other kind of stuff. No fucking lie. I'm that woman. Like, I'm that woman. Like,
I don't mind. That's not what I was saying.
My previous relationship. I was that woman in my previous relationship. Okay. But we didn't have no kids.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And he did work hard. I had a job too, and I went to school. But I was able to work a job that I loved that didn't necessarily pay as much. And I loved the job. And I was able to go to school because he was willing to go to work. Because he was willing to go to work and work 16-hour shifts so that I could go to school, so that I could work a job that I did not necessarily make a whole lot of money. He wasn't asking me to contribute to the household in that way like that neither. Right. But what I made sure of was that when he came home, there was dinner. When, you know what I'm saying? And I am that girl. I'm that Susie homemaker kind of girl. I want to be that girl. I can't wait till I get a man so I can be that girl. So I can go in here and host parties and bake and cook and fry chicken for the football game and all that other kind of shit. I can't wait for the opportunity to do so. But in the meantime, in between time, like, I'm going to hold those values because that's what I love to do. And that's because that was the kind of relationship we had. But also, there was never a time that I wanted for anything.
Right.
I never wanted for anything. If I wanted something, if I wanted to get my hair done, my nails done, my toes done, I wanted to go shopping, I wanted to have the girls over, I wanted to go take the girls to dinner, or I wanted to go hang out or take my mama to do something, I was able to do so. Why? Because this man worked. I mean, I had my money, but at the same time, I didn't have to spend my money if I didn't want to.
Okay, that makes sense.
And I was like, well, shit. If I ain't got to spend my money, I'm gonna spend your money. You know what I'm saying? So
I don't think there's anything wrong with that, because as a woman who does work, and then I still also have my own business, I still want to be a Susie homemaker too, right? I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but I do think that there is something wrong with me being that and not being assisted in that, if that makes sense. And what I mean by that is, okay, especially if we're both working. Now, if I wasn't, that's a totally different situation, because I have the availability and the time to do all the other stuff. But if I am working, then the thing, I don't think there's anything wrong with, okay, I've cooked and set the table to make sure when you come home, there's a meal. The least you can do, wash the dishes or clean the dishes or even clear the table. You know what I'm saying? Just it's not a heavy duty, it's a simple thing. But if you wash the dishes tonight, guess what? It could be another meal tomorrow. But if you don't wash the dishes, I mean, I still have to wash the dishes, clean up, whatever. And then maybe after all that is said and done, now you still want to have sex tonight. But I'm exhausted because I didn't just had the same day as you.
The same day. And that's what I was going to say. It's wild though, because I would say, like, that was my most mature relationship, and I'm 38. Mm-hmm. That was in my 20s. That was in my 20s.
Wow.
And when I say my 20s, I mean the full range of my 20s. We were together from the time I turned 21 until about 28. I was almost 29 before we broke up. Almost 7-8 years. Like, the whole span of my 20s is what that relationship encompassed. And so therefore, a lot of the time frame that I was with this person shaped a lot of how I want my relationships to be.
Yeah.
That was also a point in time, like when we first got together, there was the conversation of, you know, how people get mad in relationships and somebody's talking about, I'm gonna go sleep on the couch. We had that conversation up front. Ain't nobody sleeping on the couch. We gonna figure out what we need to figure out before we go to bed.
Yeah.
And it was just a lot of mature ass conversations for two 20-something-year-olds to have, because I'm in my 30s and have yet to have those fucking mature conversations with people in their 30s and over. And I'm like, what
is that about?
what happened? Like, where's the glitch in the matrix that caused me to have this mature adult ass relationship in my 20s? And then once we broke up and I'm in my 30s, and I am every time I encounter a relationship or something in my 30s, it was a what the fuck kind of moment, because it's like people in this generation are running from love. They are running from being loved or wanting love, or somebody showing them true love or genuine love. And then when you are a person who does those kind of things, but you're single, people are like, how the fuck are you single? Because everybody running from what I'm trying to offer, and they think it is
they think it's a scam.
Yes, that's the word. I'm like, what's the good word for it? But everybody thinks it's a scam. Like, you can't be this, you can't be single. I'm very single.
You can't be this type of person. Yeah, I am.
I am this person.
You know something?
And it's so funny. It's always funny to me.
It's crazy. I have a friend, she's single. I got a few friends that's single, but this one particular friend, she's single. She's dope. I feel like she's dope as hell. And I honestly think that what ends up happening, right, is what it is that we like, or what it is that we want, or whatever the case may be, is in like this little package, right? It looks like this, it smells like this, it sounds like this, it's like this. It becomes the outer surface of it, right? But then when we get to know it, we like, it ain't the whole package. But we tend to settle for that little package because it look good, it smell good, it's all this stuff. But I know I need more. I need this, I need that, and I need you to show up. But then you just settle on this side, and then you
okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, because sometimes we say we settling because the package don't look like what we want it to look like. But that package is every fucking thing that you need.
Everything.
We be up here so stuck on the fact this package is not what I wanted. I want my package wrapped in gold paper with a big ass gold and red bow.
You wanted to make a statement.
But you got a small box with a little gold bow.
Mm-hmm.
And some white ribbon wrapped around it. Like, but that package was all that you needed. You got everything that you needed in that little package. You need this big ass box with all this over glamorized shit on
looking
it.
Amazing.
And not satisfying nothing that you need.
Not satisfying.
You got this small one, and it's doing everything for you. Give me the small package anyway.
Give me that small package. Give me that small package. You know
in more ways than one. Not tiny. I take small. average. You know what I'm saying?
Average
But not
is
tiny.
always,
You're not
hey,
doing tiny.
hit that G spot, make it pop. You know what I mean?
But it's like a lot of times we do feel like we're settling sometimes because
Mhm.
it's not necessarily what we want it to look like. But I feel
Mhm.
like you sell yourself short and you settle when you try to go for the bigger package that doesn't have as much substance as the smaller one.
That's the smaller one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. Well, I'm always honest mostly. I want an agape love. So I learned this whole thing about agape love. So now I use it because that's what I want. I don't think there's anything wrong with knowing that you're worthy enough and it's nothing wrong with you kind of navigating through and seeing, because I feel like if it's a love that speaks to your heart, if it's something that speaks to your heart, speaks to your mind, speaks to your spirit, it speaks to you, I don't think that you'll be able to turn that down. But you have to be able to navigate the waters. Unfortunately, you got to navigate all of the waters, and
Yep.
as you're navigating, huh?
I said, yeah, you got to be able to navigate through some shit.
You got to be able to navigate. You may have to go through a whole bunch of big, pretty boxes, and then that small box. You know, because we used to do that for Christmas. That's a great example. Every time on Christmas, what did you do? You opened up the big box first. You always opened the big box first. I always wanted to open because I didn't know what was in that big ass box, but I wanted to open it. You know what was in them big ass boxes?
Clothes,
Clothes,
socks,
shoes. And then
some
I
shit.
open that small box. And my easy bake oven in that bitch. And I'm like, I'm excited. I got a Barbie in it. I've been wanting to just go to my
It's money. It's the
like
money in
the extra small one. It's the money in that little real small one. And I'm like, but we don't, and we get those lessons and we still don't. It's the whole Beauty and the Beast scenario, but it's switched because I think a lot of women do that. We have an idea of a package. You hear women say that all the time. This my type, and that's my type, and that's my type. Okay, well, honey, first off, if that's your type, you ain't found nothing yet, maybe you need to switch your type up. Because whatever this
and I've never, and that's the funny part. Like, if you look at all my exes, you'll be
girl
like,
never had a type.
huh, that's interesting. And people say like a lot of times that people with no type, oh, yeah, just date anything. No, it's not the matter of me just dating anything. It's the fact that some people just ain't gonna be your people, and some people just are. It don't matter what they look like. Some people just gonna be your people. Hey, Natasha. Hey, Pablo. Some people are just not going to be your people. And I've like my ex-fiance, he was everything, but he was so much different than what I expected him to be. And I was like, sir, how did we end up engaged? Tell me how. Because he was little, he was short, and he was small. And I'm big and tall. And I was like, how did we end up together? But it was because this was before my ex. So it was because he treated me well.
Yeah.
He treated me like a lady. He always opened my door, always brought me flowers. You know what I'm saying? It was those kind of things. He was very attentive to me as a woman, not just as a person, but also as a woman. So he knew the importance of making those things that made me feel girly or giddy or special. He made sure he did those things because I am that girl. I do like flowers and I do like corny shit, like cards that sing songs and all that other kind of stuff. I like that corny shit. And it's like, I want to be wrapped up in somebody who like corny shit too. Some other shit transpired, which is why we're not together no more. But like, he was the total opposite of me a lot of times, and it was so funny because I'm all loud and like I'm more like hood, and he was more reserved. And actually, he was a minister. So that was the other part. Like, how did we end up here, sir? How did we end up here?
When
And
did
I
this
was
even
like,
happen?
yeah. And I used to be like, how did we even get here? But it's so many different things that we can focus on when we talk about taking it to the altar or being married or being in a relationship. And we gotta start focusing on the real shit and the real shit that you can control. You can't control how nobody look. You can't control how nobody look.
Mm-mm.
But you can control how you accept how they treat you, how they talk to you, how they move with you, all that kind of stuff. That's the
And
shit that
also
you
how you do it to them.
Yep.
How they do, and
Because
it expands back to our conversation about communication and comprehension. But then we're gonna add another one, commitment. Because if you're the 3 C's, I guess, communication, comprehension, and commitment. Because if you're the biggest downfalls of marriage is primarily the lack of commitment, and whether it's the infidelity or not, it's the lack of commitment to the marriage too. So when you're committed to a marriage, you're committed to what? Like making sure that it works, making sure that your partner understands your needs and your wants, and basically knowing stuff about your partner without them even having to say anything, because you're paying attention to them. You're reading them, you're studying them. You should study your partner enough
that's
to
part of being
know
with somebody.
this is what I like. You can't be, I ain't gonna say you can't, but what I am going to say is that it will destroy a marriage ultimately if a person is saying, this is what I need from you in order to feel loved, appreciated, heard, cared for, nurtured, whatever. But then you say, all right, I hear you, but I'm going to give you what I want to give you. I'm going to give you this because this is what I want to give you. I'm not going to give you what you need from me. I'm not even going to pay enough attention to you to see what it is that I can give you. You see me go to the store every day and I'm getting turtles, and then you walking this bitch with a mounds. When the fuck did you see me with a mounds?
First of all, so I'm not eating no candy bar without no nuts in it, okay? Now you could have got me an almond joy and I would have probably been satisfied, but you're gonna bring me in here just this chocolate and coconut shit. Get out.
Get your ass out.
Get out. Get your shit. No, just
get
your shit and get out. But no, like it's definitely a thing where, again, like you said, the communication has to be everything. Mm-hmm. You have to be willing to listen. You have to be willing to understand and adapt. People forget about the adapting part.
People change.
But not even the fact that people change. Like, this could be somebody that's new to you. This person could be new to you. So I don't know what you need. I'm learning what you need. And so therefore I have to be willing to adapt my thought processes in the way that I think about tending to my partner, because those things might not work for you. Those things that I thought I knew about a relationship or about being with someone, I have to change or adapt so that we can flow in this thing together. It ain't about changing who you are or changing your core values or your none of those kind of things. But just knowing that the same shit that works for somebody else might not work for you. And you got to be willing to cut some shit out that you're used to doing. Not for the sake of nobody's ego, but for the sake of the fact that you're now operating as a person who is connected to somebody else.
Yeah.
I can't be out here, even if that's not that ain't some shit that I'm doing or have done. But if I was a person that was always on Facebook posting twerk videos, this, that, and third, or whatever, if I was always posting it, now I'm in a whole relationship. You think that shit finna go on Facebook? No. That shit finna go right to my man. Hey yo,
and it should, because that's who should see it. And then if for whatever reason that you're doing that and they make a state and say, look, I know you were doing this. Now this is important. I know, like we talking about doing this relationship thing, and I want to be committed to you, but it's going to be hard for me to be committed or to trust you. And I see you steady posting these videos, and then even having the conversation, say, why do you always post these twerk videos? This is not me bashing you. I just want to understand, because if there's a reason behind it, there's some reason.
If you making money,
if you making money doing it, then shake that ass, girl. I'm be like, with the camera.
shake that ass, girl, let me see what you got.
But if that's
But
not
no.
what it is, and you're just doing it for attention, I'm gonna need you to cut that short in order for us to even move on. I don't understand why people get into relationships with people knowing how they are or how they operate. And if you don't know, and you only know like what they've shown you, what they've given you, and then you still get in a relationship and then you start finding out little tidbits, that's a different thing. But if you have literally seen that this person is always, this chick is always throwing twerk videos, or the dude is always doing the videos where the guys be taking their shirts off and doing all the little sexy dance and stuff like that,
or eating fruit all seductively, sir.
taking their tongue and the girl.
Put that goddamn peach down, because it didn't do nothing to you. Okay.
I don't know why you treating it like that. It's how it tastes.
Put the peach down, sir. Okay. I don't think, first, like, sidebar, I don't think that shit is sexy in the least bit, okay? That shit is disturbing to me. Sir, why are you eating that fruit like that? Just put it
I
down.
don't really like the fruit videos, but you know what videos I've seen, and I'll be like, okay. It be the ones that do the little tricks with their tongue. Have you seen those? You ain't seen it? All right, I got you. I'm going to send you some. I'm going to send you some. I'll be like, Sir Howard, like, it was this one dude, his tongue was moving like an ocean. It was just like, I'm like, how is your tongue doing that? And I wonder how that feel. Like, it's like, this is starting like, what does, because how does that feel if somebody is doing it? My son don't do that, so I don't know. You know what I mean? So I'm just like,
practice.
I'm gonna have to go on and practice. I'm gonna practice it. I can tie the knot of the stem on the cherry though, but I don't know how to make my tongue do the whole.
I haven't tried that in a long time because I have a tongue ring, so I haven't tried the cherry stem thing.
I don't know what to do with that tongue ring. It makes me nervous. Huh? It makes me nervous if you tried it with tongue ring. Don't do it.
Right, because like it's the whole, it's too much. It's too complicated.
Way too much.
But I used to could do it. I used to be able to do the cherry string thing or whatever. But I think when it comes to just overall understanding like relationships and partnerships and all that kind of stuff, marriage is the goal if that's what you want it to be with that person. If that's not somebody you want to marry, if that's not somebody you can see yourself with for a long period of time, then don't do it. And like I just said, you have to adapt, because of the point that you were making is that people change. And you, like, people change over a period of time, and sometimes y'all not changing at the same time. So you gotta be okay with being uncomfortable while they're going through their changes. And if that's not something you're willing to do, you not want to be married to them. You don't want to be married to them, because if you cannot be okay with being uncomfortable while they're going through their changes, and even if like y'all been the best of friends and you realize your partner is changing, but it's not like a change towards you. It's like they just trying to figure out some other parts of themselves, and you mad or you irritated or you upset while they going through them changes. Like, don't make that person your person. Because when it's your person, you have to go with those ebbs and flows of your relationship and be okay that my best friend is my best friend don't like me today. And your best friend is your partner. They might not like you on some days.
Yeah, that's true.
And some days you might be like, I don't even know why I'm with this motherfucker. But you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, like, you truly do love them, and you have a love for the person that they are and the person that they're becoming. So therefore, You got to go with the ebbs and flows. You got to be okay with shifts and changes and become adaptable, because I've noticed in this season of going through a lot of different things and all that kind of stuff, it's some shit that I realize that I do. And
Yeah.
I be like, fuck.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not that nobody's bringing it to my attention. It's the fact that I recognize it before somebody can bring it to my
Be more
attention.
aware of it.
Yeah, and I'd be like, "Oh, girl, why you be doing that?" Like, it'd be a whole conversation. Like, "Oh, girl, you just need to stop."
I
Like,
definitely be having moments with myself like, girl, what made you do that? What made you say that? Why did you, so I completely understand. But that's just getting to know, that's getting to understand who you are. You know what I mean? Because then at the end of the day, if and when you get into a relationship, you can be able to say, look, when I don't have no ice cream, when it's that time of the month, I want me a butter pecan ice cream. And I'm gonna crave it. But I'm trying to lose weight. And I know that. But I don't need you telling me nothing about me trying to lose weight when it's that time of the month and I want my ice cream. Give me my goddamn ice cream.
I'm sorry. Why do I love these comments so much? She said a relationship is a distraction for me right now. I don't feel like being accountable for my bullshit.
That part, man.
And that's all the facts, though. That is
It's
all the
the
facts. Like,
accountability.
sometimes you don't want to be accountable for your bullshit.
You
But I
don't.
think because I do want a relationship, right? Not saying like right now, like I gotta get you in a relationship,
But eventually, yeah.
because I know I want to prepare myself for a relationship. It's some things that I am paying attention to, and the way that I interact and the way that I say things or the stuff that I'm doing. It's like, if I was a nigga, would I want to see my girl doing these things? Or would I want to see my man doing these things online? So it'd be some shit I'd be like, God damn, dog. But other things, I just be like, okay, I'm gonna post this because it's just part of me being me. But other times it's like, let me not post this.
I feel like it's a such thing as a person being your person. And I say that to say you've seen I've seen, I'm not gonna say I've seen personally, well, I kind of have actually. I've seen two crackheads be in a relationship for a very long time. Okay. Okay.
Hey, listen. You ain't lying, dog, because I saw and this example right here shows me when sometimes a person's thoughts of themselves and their value of themselves does not diminish because of their situation.
Mm-hmm.
It was a homeless couple. They was walking down the street. They was just as cute as they want to be. They was holding hands, all that good shit. And they were getting ready to walk into a restaurant. But when they got ready to walk into this restaurant, instead of grabbing that door, she stood to the side. She stood to the side with her hands in front of her, just standing there. And he walked around and opened that door. And when she got to the second door, she moved to the side and waited. And he opened that motherfucking door for her. And that was the day I was like, bitch, you better not touch another fucking door in the presence of a man. Because, but it was not about the fact that they were a homeless couple. It was the respect that she had for herself as a woman. And it was like, yeah, damn. You learn lessons from people that you do that we overlook a lot of times. But I paid attention so much from that day. I'm like, I can't wait to get around somebody so I can stand to the side.
Like, you know what this is? You know
right.
What this is.
Right. Because it was her respect for herself, is that shit, I'm still a lady.
I'm still a lady.
Open my motherfucking door, nigga.
That part.
And she stood there with such grace and just waited. She didn't rush, and she didn't like rush him. She didn't rush herself, and she didn't rush him. But then there was another situation. It was a man walking in Denny's. I do DoorDash, so I just don't be in all these restaurants randomly. Y'all. I do DoorDash. But I was getting ready to go into Denny's, and a man was holding the door for me. So I started, walking a little faster, like, oh, okay, thank you for holding the door. He was like, don't ever let nobody rush you. You take your time. And if they going to stand there and hold the door, they going to stand there and hold the door.
I've
And I
definitely
was
had
like,
that
why are these people trying to teach me? That. And I'm like, and that's what I've been saying. Every period, because every situation is like, what? Yep.
I've definitely
I ain't doing it.
I've definitely had that happen to me a few times, and the guy's been like, "Oh, take your time," and then I slow down. They're like, if I have on heels or something, like, "Oh, you too cute to be running that fast." All right, I got you. Like, thank you, I appreciate
for real. Because I was like, you want something out of here? You want something at the gas station?
Can I buy you a drink? Like some, but I just read what Natasha said. You can learn. Yeah, you can learn the life lesson. You can learn it from anybody, and that's why I was saying. You just you never know. Like I said, your person is your freaking person, and that's it. That's all. And the only thing is you gotta go through a lot. It's like that metaphor that I think the first time I heard it was on one of the Medea plays, and she had said, and Medea had said something attest to a bunch of leaves on a tree, and all the leaves keep falling, but then you have the branches. Right, you got the branches. The branches typically stay; they usually don't fall. But you got the trees and all this other stuff. And sometimes you just got to keep waving through those leaves. You got to keep going through the leaves until you find that one leaf or piece of tree or whatever that is going to stand strong with you. And we're not meant to be, like Luther said, we're not meant to be alone.
I'm not meant to live alone.
Turn this house.
Not like Martin, turn this house. Whoa.
Girl, I'm about to watch that one.
I'm literally just sitting in my head like, I'm gonna watch that shit.
Watch that shit. As soon as we get done, I'm watching that.
As soon as we done, I need to go watch some more. And it's been a minute. I need to go watch some.
Wow, I'm about to get it in. But it's true. You know what? I'm reading this book right now. Baby, this book got me. It's called Demon's Dream. It's by a Black author. And so what I did was somebody posted it on Facebook. I don't remember who, because I sure got to reach out and be like, girl, thank you. But somebody posted it, and every time I see something about different books, I pull it up because I like to read, right? And I pull the book up and I read like a sample of it. Like the first 6 chapters or something. When I say addicted, instantly addicted. This was 2 days ago. I'm like over halfway through this damn book. I got shit to do, but I am reading this book because it's about finding love in the weirdest situation. It was a situation where they probably shouldn't have found. It shouldn't have even been love in it, but for whatever reason, they ended up finding love in this fucked up toxic situation. And the way that man handles that woman is a kind of, I ain't gonna say abusive. It's not necessarily abusive, but it is a little aggressive. It's aggressive. But then he also is like an alpha male, but he's an alpha male who's aggressive, who has trauma. He got a lot of trauma. But he finds himself feeling some kind of way about somebody that he's never felt that way about anybody before. So he's now doing a lot of things out of his character
Ah, girl, is this me and the dude I used to date in this book?
Girl, you gotta read it and find out. Because when you read it, you're gonna be like,
Oh.
girl. When I say, I'm like, and I'm getting tidbits from it, but it's also every time I read a book, no matter fiction, or documentary, fact, whatever it is, I'm always
Nonfiction.
or nonfiction or fiction or even I'm because I was about to say movies. If I watch a movie that's like a documentary or a series or a docuseries, something like that, I'm always pulling things out of it. That's just how my mind works. I pull stuff out and I see how it relates to me, or why is it that I don't think this way and somebody else thinks this way. Like I always do that, right? And I'm pulling stuff out this book. Like that's the kind of, I want me a man that's gonna be like, say my name, and then and the way he say my name is like, hey, chill out because you're doing too much. And I'd be like, whatever, all right.
Okay.
Like, okay, like fuck
And I'm
you.
finna go do it again because I want you to say my name like that again.
I'm gonna say my shit. I'm like, fuck you, and then just keep going, like whatever. And then you know,
Because
and
who
then
told
later,
you to know how to say my name?
like, who told you to say it like that? Like, okay, but then also a man who explores my body and knows like this is what you like, this is how I could touch you, this is what I could say. Because now not only is he could understand my body and things like that, he wants me and me only. Is yeah, she cute, she fine, but this man, yeah, she got a big ass, but I'm gonna see that ass tonight. Like it's he's kind of possessive, but it's not a possessive in a way where it's
in a dangerous kind of
it's
way.
dangerous. Well, it kind of, well, the way this book set up is a little dangerous.
Oh.
He killing niggas, but
Oh, okay.
but ultimately, I think that I like the way that they're depicting and showing how if a man really truly is into a woman and he will do the necessary, he's gonna fight it, because whatever in his ego and whatever things that he's been through, yeah, he gonna fight it, but he's still gonna do it. He's still gonna eventually kind of just, you're gonna start seeing the shit just kind of break off a little bit, like, all right, man, this out of my character, but man, okay, I really like her. So let me show her I like her. Let me show her I want her. Let me show her I need her. Let me show her these things. And then in return, but this goes back to what we just said about a woman being toxic. Because this heifer got a mouth on her. Okay. But she's learning to control that mouth. So when he say her name, she'll say little stuff, but she gonna shut up. When he say, look, me and I talking, and we talking about some stuff that you don't understand. I mean, I hear what y'all talking about. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's a good book. And even if you don't read it to get the little tidbits or whatever out of it, just read it because it's good. It's good. I done wrote down 5 C's for our conversation. 5 C's as we was talking. See, this is the nerd in me. I don't even know if that's nerd. I don't know what that is. But when we was talking, I pulled out 5 key points as far as a marriage. And we ain't gonna say marriage, just a long-term relationship or a good relationship, healthy relationship. Commitment, communication, compromise, comprehension, and last but not least, and my favorite, coming. Okay? Because
this girl is crazy. But listen, all of those are important. And like kind of what you were just saying as far as like him knowing that she's pulling things out of him that he's never had before. Those are the things that scare some men.
Yeah.
That desire to give a woman the shit that they've never given a woman before.
Yeah.
That scares them. Like, why do I want to give her this? Why I want to do this for her? That scares them because it makes them level up in a way that they've never had to before. It makes that it taps into some part of them that they've never been tapped into before. And they like, oh my God, I want to get this bitch the world, but I don't know. I feel crazy because I want to get this bitch the world. And I ain't never wanted to give a bitch the world. I don't want to give a bitch my dick. And I want to give this bitch the world and my dick. So what is happening? So it causes a conflict in that man. And sometimes most of them will run from that feeling instead of exploring it and growing in that moment. A lot of them will run from it, and we will too,
or sabotage.
Oh no, something wrong, and that's my prayer in this season as I'm starting to pay attention to myself is that I do not overthink things that cause me to sabotage what is meant for me. And that I do not accept shit that's not. Like, I don't want to accept some shit that's not for me, but I don't want to sabotage the shit that is for me. So help me to see the shit that I do so that I don't do that shit to sabotage nothing. Because I want good love. I want that good, strong love. And I want a relationship. Yes, sweet love. Yeah, that's what I want. I want that, I want something for real, but I also know that I cannot have something real if at every given turn I'm questioning it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I got to question it. Like it's all of these feelings or because I'm so used to the situations that I've been through that now every situation, soon as it starts to look like one that I've seen before, then I'm like, because this what that other nigga started doing, and when he started doing this, and then so I'm learning to get out of my way. Listen, Shar, the last dude I dated in a for real way was the same way.
Yep, me too.
Same way.
Me too. I don't even know if he was afraid of the feeling. I just know that he sabotaged it by any means necessary. And but at the same time still saying, oh, I love you so much. I don't want you to leave. I don't want this. But
I think that nigga was a narcissist as well because he used to try to gaslight me. And I didn't like that. I did not know the true depths of what gaslighting was until I had a conversation with someone, and then I realized, like, oh, that's what gaslighting is. Because gaslighting is like a new term, like it's really new. I had never really heard gaslighting before, and so I was like, the fuck does that mean? And when I had a conversation about gaslighting and stuff like that, I was like, oh, well, that's what that nigga used to do, to try to make it seem like I was crazy for bringing some shit to his attention or calling him on his bullshit. And be like, what you mean? Well, why you think, and they'd be like, bruh, cut the shit.
Okay, because it's the bullshit for me. Because ultimately, if you bringing something to the table and it's a healthy relationship, and you are honestly in it with that person, and they bring something to the table, you're gonna address it. You're gonna talk about it. You're gonna figure it out. If there is no conversation where a person is saying like, you did this, and when you did this, it made me feel like that, or I caught you in a lie. Like, you lied. You said that. Well, when we was talking 2 weeks ago, you said, hold up.
Yeah. And that was the thing. Like, it was when he recognized he was doing shit that he had never done before, that he said to himself, like, bro, this shit is scary. But also, this man has a lot of trauma, a lot of shit that he needs to deal with. But it was better for me because, bro, listen, y'all was gonna catch me on first 48.
Baby.
Y'all was gonna catch me on first 48. Snap something.
Tell my friends, I'm like, a lot of people have dodged me being on the news. Because baby, you're right. Because that gaslighting, that narcissist behavior, it makes you feel like you're crazy. It makes you feel like you're crazy, like you're doing something, like it really makes you question yourself after a while, because the frustration does not become, or the anger or the conversation doesn't even become about what the topic of the situation is now. Now we done switched it, and it's on something
It's on something totally different that ain't
now
had
we're
nothing to
talking
do
about a
with
whole
what
bunch of other stuff that has nothing to do with, look, you left the peanut butter open.
nigga, what?
And now, what you mean the peanut butter? But yeah, it's dishes in the sink. Well, what? Not the way. Now we talk about all this, and it could be small, but it will eventually be bigger shit.
Yeah,
Because it's just as simple as saying, "Oh, dang, I didn't even realize I did that." I'll make a mental note to be better at doing that.
And at the end of the day, that's really all it is. I was getting ready to say that, like, recognize your traumas. Recognize, like, that's the part about growing the fuck up.
Period.
And becoming a real fucking adult is realizing that your traumas and the shit that you have not tapped into, if you are out here dating or courting, or hell, even if you just fucking people, your traumas will end up being a part of somebody else's life story.
Mm-hmm.
Your good things will end up being a part of their life story too. But those traumas, they gonna remember a lot more than they remember that good shit.
Those traumas last longer.
Created trauma in their life. It created a situation of them having to deal with now a new trauma that was caused by you not dealing with your trauma. Which is also why I'm trying to deal with my trauma before I deal with somebody else. Do I want to date right now? Yes, I would love to. I would love to be somebody's thing. You know what I'm saying? They little lady. They old lady. Ain't that what the old people say? I want to be somebody's old lady. I love that term, actually. I love when a man say my old lady.
Oh, that's my old lady.
Okay. Yeah. That solidifies it. Like, and is.
That is me.
But I do. But I know and I'm not saying I can't work on my shit as I'm going into a relationship.
Right.
I just know there are some things that I am working on now before I get into a full-blown relationship, so that some of the insecurities or some of the overthinking, and it's more overthinking than insecurity, which is part of me having to get into a space where instead of overthinking, I communicate. But then I overthink about the fact that I just communicated all my thoughts and feelings.
Let me tell you something, baby.
I'm overthinking that shit too. So
when you overshare, you be like, damn, I don't know if I should have said that.
Right. And I posted a meme the other day, and it was like, soon as you say something to somebody, and it was the picture of that person sitting there like this. And then it's like the empty head or whatever. And in the head, it said, I have got to get normaler. Because that's how I feel after I have communicated my feelings. But it's so rare that I do. And so when I decide to communicate my feelings or my thoughts, I find myself apologizing. I'm sorry. Did I overshare? Did I say too much? Oh, I apologize. I do not want to feel like I'm dumping on you. Are you? And then I start to find myself asking questions. And that's not a bad thing, to ask questions in order to make sure I'm not emotionally vomiting or dumping on somebody.
Exactly.
But I find myself apologizing too sometimes when the apology isn't necessary. So it's some shit I'm working on.
Yeah.
It's been in therapy, but it's a journey.
Okay. My therapist is my best friend. You feel me? Okay. I'll be like, hey, we meeting, what day we meeting? Okay. All right. Because I'll be ready. I'll be writing stuff down like, oh, I can't wait to tell her. Because ultimately, let's be honest, you want to be able to, whenever you get into a relationship, right? You want to be able to express those traumas or those things and stuff like that. And you want it to be reciprocated and understood. And then have them do the same for you. But if you're the only one giving all the trauma and the things and the stuff and
yeah, you feel like you feel like you a basket case. Like, bro, why am I so fucked up?
Why am I so fucked up? And you the one oversharing. But then don't let it be that you over here and you texting, right? And you texting and you say something and then they take a long time to text, baby. Now you over here like, shit, what did I say? What did I say? let me reread this. Okay, I had said that. Okay, that was probably too much.
Was that normal? No, I don't think that shit was normal.
Maybe I shouldn't have said that.
I don't think motherfuckers really be saying shit like that. I say shit like that all the time. But I say shit like that to my friends though. My friends motherfucking know me. So when I say shit like that to other people, they don't really know that I know that it be the whole spiraling out of control situation.
Spiraling out of control.
Yeah, don't let you not hear from this person. Don't let you not hear from this person for a couple of days, because after a couple of days, you like, God damn, my weird really scared this motherfucker. Now I'm over here embarrassed, over here like,
damn. But you know what? That wasn't your weird then.
No, yeah, I feel you. But but then sometimes it just be the overthinking, because it be other shit going on in people's lives. It be other shit going on in people's lives. So then when you don't hear from motherfuckers, you be like what? But then when you hear from them, you be like, oh, okay, well, I did scare you.
Like, well, maybe you
really thought I fucking scared you, my nigga.
Okay. I thought I said something. Oh, no, my cousin died. Like, oh, damn.
Wait, but in your mind, you be like, who good? I mean, that's not.
Well, I'm so sorry.
Never mind. That's not what I didn't mean it that way. And then there you go again. Now you just spiraled again because you just said, woo, good. And this man. Woo, good.
Like, good. The whole time I thought it was me.
Right. Whole time I thought it was me. But then you say, woo, good. And this nigga like,
what the fuck you mean? Good.
No, that's not what I meant.
Let me take it back. Rewind.
Right. Run it back.
Running back with a blockbuster tape.
That's not what I meant, baby. But as we see, y'all, we can talk about this shit all night. And me and Ayla are some talkers. We some talkers. So we'll be here for a while. So I'm gonna go ahead and make sure we go ahead and cut this thing and we'll come back when it's time for another show. But before we get up out of here, I want to make sure we do our good night kiss with the mouth. Hold on, let me get y'all a little theatrical situation. Hold on. And we are going to get into this goodnight kiss with the mouth. After that, we're going to say our goodbyes and all of that good stuff, because it is 11 o'clock over here. 11:15 to be exact. And I still got to drive to the crib. So I'm going to give y'all this goodnight kiss. Hope y'all enjoy it. And then we'll be right back to close out the show. All right? Here we go.
Hey, it's time for your goodnight kiss with your man in the mouth on the Fat Girl Chronicles After Dark edition. We're going to start it off with Mr. Demo Soul, and the song is called Winter Girl. Right here on your goodnight kiss.
Winter girl, caught up in your winter world. When will you see just how happy we could be? Don't let...
Yes, indeed. On your goodnight kiss, let's keep it moving with Mr. Demo Soul from his latest album called Also Known as Demo Soul. The song is called Forever and it's featuring Amber Navarro. And you heard it first on your goodnight kiss with your man in the mouth.
From the inside, fortified desire. You've got the key to the front.
Goodnight Kiss. Don't forget to go pick up this brand new album from Mr. Demo Soul, and it's called Also Known as Demo, on all musical outlets. And don't forget to join us next week on the Fat Girl Chronicles podcast, September 27th, for our 100th episode. Yo, thank you for hanging out tonight with your man in the mouth, and it's been your Goodnight Kiss right here on the Fat Girl Chronicles podcast, After Dark edition. Good night. Hey, it's time for your Goodnight Kiss with your man in the mouth.
My bad, y'all. I didn't mean to loop it. Listen, why he had to give us that super long kiss? That kiss was long than a mug.
That was wet. Okay.
That's some sucking face kind of kisses. But we want to thank the mouth for giving the aunties a good night kiss and making sure we give y'all some good night kisses too on this Friday evening. Yeah. Like we said, me and Auntie Ayla could probably go for a while, you know what I'm saying? But we in this thing, and we gonna let y'all have a good night. We gave y'all good night kiss. But in this thing of life and love, remember to check yourself first, right? Mm-hmm. Make sure you check your shit first. Check yourself before you wreck yourself, okay? In this thing of life and love, always remember to check yourself. Love honestly, wholly, and completely, or not at all. Because ain't nobody got time to be dealing with blood-stained clothing and hearts when they not meant to be that way. So we will check y'all next time. Make sure y'all check us out this Tuesday on the Fat Girl Chronicles. We will be celebrating 100 episodes. 100 episodes, the mouth's birthday. And as of today, 500 YouTube subscribers. Yup. Listen, we've been hitting milestone after milestone because we just hit our 2-year anniversary, September 15th. September is the month of victories for PGC. No matter what month we were established in, September is always the month for a bunch of celebrations for PGC. So we are here, and we thank y'all for being here with us. All right. So stick around, stay tuned for all of the greatness to come. Make sure y'all check out Auntie Ayla, the Pleasure Principle Zone. Get with her. Yeah. And what else we got? I think that's it.
Yeah.
I think that's it. Make sure y'all get with Auntie Ayla for the Pleasure Principle Zone. And y'all know I say it on the other show, so I'm always say it on this show too. Whatever you do for the rest of the evening and the rest of the night, don't do it with your half-ass. Do it with your whole ass, y'all. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all for always rocking with us, sticking around and kicking it. We love y'all. And we going to keep rising to the top, y'all. We out this thing. Peace.